recently attended a protest about the Keystone XL pipeline. Or I guess it's not the Keystone XL pipeline anymore. It's got a different name now, but it's the same damn thing. Now, I was opposed to the Keystone XL pipeline before. I've heard the stories from indigenous people in Canada, how the animal life in the surrounding area is all filled with cancer. It's no good to eat. The drinking water is poisoned. The ecosystem there is being completely laid to waste. But now it's hitting even closer to home. Now my fate and their fate is linked by thousands of miles of pipeline, stretching from Fort McMurray, Alberta in Canada, all the way to my tiny seacoast town of Portland, Maine. So what's so awful about tar sands? Tar sand is not like other crude oil. Production of sweet light crude peaked sometime in the late 70s or early 80s and has been declining since then. Since we haven't made it a priority politically to move to renewable energy like wind and solar, we've been finding new ways to extract fuels from the earth that have lower and lower returns for energy. We're quite literally scraping the bottom of the barrel. And tar sands is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's tar with sand in it. It's also incredibly dirty. Because of all these contaminants, tar sands is 20 times more acidic than normal crude oil and contains 10 times as much sulfur. Since tar sands at room temperature is essentially a solid, it's also incredibly hot. Heating stations need to be built along the pipelines so that it can be pumped at all. And with every 10 degrees Celsius that the temperature is raised, the corrosive qualities of the acid in the tar sands doubles, so it becomes exponentially more damaging to the pipeline that contains it, which is very bad if you want to be preventing spills. Since it's filled with pyrite and quartz and sand, it's essentially a highly acidic liquid sandpaper. And so it very rapidly decays the pipeline that it's being pumped through, the pipeline that is preventing it from entering into the environment. What's more is the pipeline that Enbridge wants to pipe all of this stuff through is really old. They were built to transport sweet light crude, and they were built to do that 40 years ago. So tar sands clearly isn't safe, but even if it was, would it be okay? Unfortunately, no. It would be a disaster for our planet. It's estimated by leading climate scientists that releasing the CO2 from burning the tar sands in Alberta for fuel would put us over the point of no return for climate change. But that's long-term effects, and it's a little harder to wrap your head around than short-term immediate impact. In the short term, it requires the wholesale destruction of entire ecosystems. Vast swaths of land are laid barren so that we can get at the tar sand that's underneath the living stuff. But even still, we're seeing changes short term already in our global weather systems. We're getting 100-year storms every time it rains just about. Now, a 100-year storm is a storm of such intensity that it's only supposed to happen every 100 years, but that term is becoming more and more meaningless as severe weather becomes more and more regular. So this is the new normal. We're at a crossroads right now, and we have to ask ourselves, do we want things to get better, or do we want things to get worse? Did you like this video? Please donate what you think it was worth in the link below. Please also be sure to click the like button. If you want to help me continue to produce videos like this one, please become a monthly sustainer over at punkpatriot.com. I make t-shirts.
There's a whole bunch of people who do not think it's a good idea to build a massive pipeline across the state of Maine because it will poison our groundwater, and if it spills it will be terrible, and even if it doesn't spill it will do unbelievable damage to our planet's climate. So we're out here today on this beautiful day dressed all in black. Never seen a black that looked like this, if you know what I mean. But yeah, folks have come out to stand up, fight back.
Awesome.
Poisoned out of off of the planet Earth, and we need to, go green all the way. Just change our society. And, I think it's pretty evident that the more we waste and pollute and that we're just wanting more and more and more, and we're wasting more and more and more, and we're losing everything that we have, and chopping the trees down, and this type of it's awful, the devastation. So there's no reason, there's no sense anymore to why we're continuing to burn oil and these limited resources when we could be using alternative energy, and it would be a lot cleaner. It would be healthier, and we could rebuild our economy.